So let's first start off how I'm the type of person, when I talk about anxiety, I get anxiety. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I haven't done a video like this in quite some time, so it feels really good to just sit back and just talk to you guys about something very important. And since you guys know, I do love to travel. I am getting really back into the traveling. I visit 6 cities within 5 months in Europe. So I'm really happy to be sitting down and talking to you guys. I want to talk to you guys about tips on flying, especially when it comes to anxiety. I've yet to talk to you guys about this, but I have anxiety and panic attack disorder. I do not take any medication for it. I am prescribed Ativan just in case I do have moments where I cannot control my panic. I'm getting back actually into therapy. I was really into behavioral therapy. So I'm just going to talk to you guys today and give you some tips when it comes to traveling, if you're solo or just going with your group of friends or family. I'm just going to give you guys some good tips I really feel like helps me, especially when I really feel overwhelmed and I don't even know where it's coming from. Sometimes I'm completely calm, but sometimes I just have an overwhelming sensation and I just need some tips to help. So here we go. My first tip. Everyone who knows me knows this is what I always have. I always have a bottle of cold water with me. I really feel like water helps with anxiety, helps cool down your body, because when you have these sensations, I'm pretty sure everyone has them. When you have anxiety or panic is when your body gets hot. First thing you mostly feel, one of the first things. So I always have a bottle of cold water. If you guys can, straws or more helpful, but if not, just bring a bottle of cold water and it really helps. Number two, that's included with the water, especially when you're actually in the air. Have the air vents on. The air vents definitely help getting that, even if you might get cold, but air vents just feels like you're circulating. Um, and then, it just honestly does help when it comes to your temperature. And I also say included with this is the air vents, the water. And I also would say if you do have anxiety and panic, most people think, okay, the window seat, you can look out to the window. But my experience, and when I talk to many people, especially in long flights, please get an aisle seat. Definitely get an aisle seat. You will feel like you can move around. You can see the plane. You can get up and down, up and back. You don't feel like you're so tight in this space. You don't have to tell somebody, can you please move? So definitely also air vents, and also pick an aisle seat. Number three, I would definitely say before you get on the plane or while you're in the plane, please do not drink alcohol, or especially do not drink caffeine or have caffeine type products. When you have caffeine, of course, your anxiety is going to go more up. Your heart rate is going to be a little bit more quicker. Especially in my experience, I actually cut out caffeine in my life completely. Intake of like chocolate, even when it comes to certain sugars, I try not to eat before a flight. I also try to get good rest. That's one important thing, especially when you have anxiety. But please do not drink alcohol or caffeine. It really does trigger your heart, and actually one of the main actually facts that's one of the number one things that does have your heart flitter is caffeine. And wine and stuff like that, just in case it gets you more hot. It's just they always recommend it, and I've never started wrong with this. If you're really anxious, please do not drink wine or caffeine. All right, so next one is basically bring something that it will help. So I would say either a book, a great movie, or multiple movies, or some great music. Have that prepped and prepared. If you're taking a long flight, most likely they do have movies. But some people, especially me, I have certain movies or music that calms me, that puts me in a great space. I love to watch comedy movies. I don't like to be so serious and so tight. And it just gets my mind, I can laugh about something and not get something so serious or depressing or something that you really have to concentrate on. Put a favorite movie on. Bring your favorite book that calms you, that puts you in a different space. put a favorite music artist, just put something that puts you in a space that you're comfortable, that it brings you up, nothing that's too serious. So definitely have your movies on deck. Get the Hulus, get the Netflix. Disney Plus is great. Anything like that, just have them download it just in case you don't have Wi-Fi on the plane. But I would say just definitely have something that's going to keep your mind off of the actual flight. All right, guys, so number 5. So I would say bring some lavender with you. A lot of people, especially myself, I'm just speaking for my tips, they say the lavender relaxes your whole senses and your body. I would definitely say bring some lavender. When I went my recent trip to Paris with my friend Janae, she knows how my anxiety is, especially it's been up way more lately because a lot of stuff is going on in my life. So she actually purchased a spray bottle of lavender, brand new. She bought it for me. She used this on herself too, but it was very thoughtful. So I actually didn't even bring mine this time, but just get a little bottle of lavender, all natural lavender, put it right here or somewhere you can sense the smell, or just the tip of your nose, and you can smell it, and it does actually really do relax you. You can deep breathe with it. It's absolutely amazing. Number 6, I would definitely say wear comfortable clothing. Don't wear something that's very tight. When it comes to especially your bottoms, just either bring a relaxing pair of sweatpants or something that you can deep breathe in. They always say, I've learned when it comes to therapy, make sure your gut is loose. You can just deep breathe, nothing too tight on your stomach. It's actually very beneficial. So just wear something light and easy. I know people want to be stylish on the plane, but if you have anxiety about going somewhere or it's your first flight, I would definitely say wear some loose clothes, especially your bottoms. All right, so next tip is think about your location. Why are you doing this? Where are you going? Bring your photos, watch videos on the location. Why are you doing this? Why are you going to these places? What's beneficial? Think of the positives, even if it's something that's, there was you have to go to a funeral, just think of the positives though. Okay, it might be a negative situation if you have to go to a funeral, but the positives, you will see your family or you'll see your friends, and then you get there and you really do celebrate life. Just think of the positives. But if it's a vacation, wonder why and remember why you're going on this vacation for yourself. Think of whatever you're going through, or think about what you're going to do when you go there. Just think about that location and really put a positive vibe into that. So I would definitely say have a photo or videos and why you're doing it of this location. All right, next one is number 8, I believe. Honestly, this one is beneficial, of course, but you don't always want to go to this right away. Other ones I told you are more natural as much as you can. So number 8 would be bring medication. Like I said, I'm prescribed to Ativan just in case I have freakouts and I can't handle it. So you might want to go to doctors, talk about it, what's going on. If you feel like it's overwhelming your life, if you feel like you're thinking about too much, you're waking up, having anxiety because of this, you want to cancel, I would say it is, like, that's how I found out with my anxiety. Go to a therapist and figure out what's going on if you have that time. And honestly, bring medication if you feel like you're freaking out. There are going to be side effects. That's why I always say I don't drink alcohol or caffeine, because that's not really good when you have medications such as that. But if you really do need it, please go see a therapist and talk about it. And if you need to, please bring medication, a Xanax, Ativan, or even if you do a natural supplement. Melatonin is great to put you to sleep naturally, so you can just relax and go to sleep. But if you honestly need it and it's taken too much of your life and your time, and you really feel like you'd rather cancel this flight because you're so scared, trust me, go see a therapist, talk to them as much as you can before you go. And if needed, really say, hey, can you please prescribe me this medication? Please listen to your therapist about how much you should take, what's the repercussions, the side effects, before you know, before you actually even go. So, but that's going to be one of my last steps, because you know, trust me, these medications are addictive. I experienced that myself. But definitely just go speak to someone, figure out what's going on, and then just don't be so afraid to travel. But I know it's harder said than done. Trust me, I've been there. Last thing I do want to mention, I want to keep this in the mindset. My new thing is I've realized that most planes, especially in packed planes, there's mostly going to be a doctor or a nurse on the flight if you really do freak out. I don't know why I have this sense of new anxiety with it, but I'm like, you know what? If worst comes to worst or something happens, or my new thing is too, like, what about if I eat this plain food and I randomly have a food allergy? I don't know why. That's how I think. I'm always thinking to myself, well, there's always a doctor and nurse, or something happens on the plane. There's always someone there that helped me when it comes to my panic or my anxiety, or even if something happens physically to you. Trust me, most of the times there is a doctor or a nurse on the plane. That's why I like to think. And there's always someone in the plane that probably feels the same way you do. Even if you need medication, there's somebody, trust me, that has something that can calm you down. But I don't, again, recommend that it's going to be your first thing. Let's try to tackle your issues head on. But that's definitely one of the things I've been thinking about lately, is if something's happening, there's always a doctor or a nurse most of the time on this flight. All right, so these are for my people who do not like going on planes. Not because you feel like you're suffocating or you don't have control. That was one of my main issues. I feel like I had no control, but you're afraid of accidents. Of course, everyone is, especially on the plane. But they do say this online. I found out this information. It's a 1 in 11 million chance of being involved in an airplane accident. 1 in 11 million. Way higher. Way lower than even the car accident. But even then, 96% of passengers survive. So when it comes to that, you have to take the plunge. But also think about that. 1 in 11 million chance, and even 96% survive. So just know the routes. Also know the weather. That's another positive thing when it comes to traveling. If it's going to be icy, if it's going to be cold, it's gonna be rainy, just prepare yourself. There's people I know that look up the weather with the pilots. They have an app. I can try to find out for you guys. There's an app you can find out what your flight is looking like when it comes to the weather and the winds, and you would just know in advance what's going on. Especially for me, I live in the Northeast. It's snowy. I get getting more nervous, I would say, and more anxiety when it comes to snow. But most of my stuff when I go to is more tropical around this time. But I just want to give you guys some tips. Hopefully, you guys, this helps a little bit. I don't know. I mean, YouTube probably has tons of them, but from someone who has anxiety and panic disorder, and I'm being realistic, I'm not going to tell you guys jump into medication like most people do, but really tackle it on. If you do have the time, talk to someone, and if it's making your life so anxious. But these are just some steps. Make sure you eat right, eat a proper meal, make sure you get the right sleep. Lavender helps. These are really some tips from somebody who really experiences panic and anxiety on mostly an all day, every day almost. Hopefully, guys, thank you for checking this out. Please like and subscribe. I will be doing more of these videos. I will be trying to update every week with you guys. Again, thank you guys for checking out my channel, checking out my video. Hopefully this video gives you some tips on how to survive airplanes when you have anxiety. All right, thanks guys.